Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is William Heinman, your host, and this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job or they completely and totally screw it up. Hey, this one I did before when it first happened, and ever since then, everybody's been jumping on the bandwagon. This one here is from John Bryant, the civil rights lawyer. And do me a favor while you're here, hit my subscription if you haven't, or subscribe button if you already haven't done that. Hit the bell icon, the like and the share button if you would, and then the thumbs up or thumbs down lets me know how I'm doing, and leave me a comment if you would like. Go over to John Bryant, the civil rights attorney, and information is down below. Go over and hit his subscribe if you haven't already done so. Check out his videos. He has some really, really good videos. He has a whole lot of information in them. So check him out and see what you guys think. And tell him I sent you guys over there. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this. It's a young lady who was at the city council meeting, and the mayor basically bounced her out and had her trespassed for her speaking, and you can't do that. That's illegal. It's against our first right, our first the First Amendment in the Constitution. So let's get into this, and you guys tell me what you think. All right, here we go.
No.
You are under arrest. Do you understand that?
For what charges?
I just told you, trespassing from the city council meeting. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you can't be trespassed from here.
Bodycam footage was just released showing Rebecca Massey speaking at a city council meeting in Surprise, Arizona. She engaged in perfectly legal protected First Amendment speech, but at the direction of Mayor Skip Hall, she was illegally and unconstitutionally arrested and physically removed from the city council meeting.
I've got to interrupt you here because...
Okay, are you going to stop the timer?
This is the public meeting forum that you agree to when you speak. Oral communications during the city council meeting may not be used to lodge charges or complaints against any employee of the city. Do you want to be escorted out
You're
of here?
violating my First Amendment rights.
Talking. Chief, could you have somebody come down here and escort Ms. Massey out of
Really?
this
Is that necessary?
chamber? Yes, I think
In front
it
of
is.
my 10-year-old daughter, you're going to escort me
That's
out
fine.
for expressing my
She
First
can go
Amendment
with you.
rights.
I need you to step out with me.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stop this right here. Right here is where we need to understand what's going on. This mayor asked the chief to have her escorted out. This is why a violation of oath of office by a public official needs to be a felony, because what he is doing is 100% against the First Amendment of the Constitution. Okay, she has her time to speak up there. She can stand there and say nothing. She can stand there and read the Bible. She can stand there and read children's books. She can sit there and swear from one moment to the next, and there's nothing you can do about it because she has the right to speak. The mayor has put the city in a position where now they are probably going to get sued. And the problem is the taxpayer is the one that's paying for it. This clown that stands up there and does this, and the police chief, who's a coward because he follows the order of a clown. I mean, what are you people doing? Do you not understand the laws of the land? Or you're just such a sovereign citizen you don't care? Which one is it? So sorry to break in, but I just had to add that.
No.
Okay.
I'm expressing my first... Do not touch me. Why am I being detained? Under what charges? Under what charges?
We're going into E-session.
Introducing the new Rider Light pant. Same legendary design, fit, and quality.
Let go of me.
Can they say, yes, you can speak at our city council meeting, but you can't criticize us, and then just make the citizens sign something saying they won't do that, which is what happened here. The Supreme Court has made clear that one of the most precious liberties safeguarded by the Bill of Rights is the sacred promise to every American enshrined in the First Amendment that citizens enjoy the freedom to complain about their leaders. But Surprise, Arizona and its mayor, Skip Hall, broke that promise, arresting Rebecca Massey in front of her 10-year-old daughter for criticizing a public official at a city council meeting. And it's well documented on video. On August 20th, 2024, during the public comment portion of the Surprise City Council meeting, Ms. Massey spoke in opposition to a planned pay increase for Surprise's city attorney.
As we discussed earlier, I have noticed an accompanying e-session for this item to receive legal advice. So if you want to receive legal advice, I would request you vote to recess into e-session.
Very good. Before we do that, I'd like to acknowledge the speaker who wanted to speak on item number 4, I believe. The call to the public.
What do you call the public?
Yeah.
Okay. We had Miss Massey wanted to do the call to public.
Am I the only one?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this time. The item that I had requested to speak on earlier was during the consent agenda, item number 6, as it pertains to the contract of employment for the city attorney. In the contractual agreement with Mr. Robert Wingo, there is a stipulation that says he can renegotiate his pay rate for an exceptional job. Cambridge University defines exceptional as something that is much greater than usual, especially in skill, intelligence, quality, etc., i.e. what is not expected of somebody in a role. I have concerns with allocating more funds to him specifically for a few different reasons. Point number 1 is, according to an article that was published in the Surprise Independent just shy of 12 months ago by Jason Stone, the city attorney is the second highest paid individual in the entirety of the City of Surprise employees, and at that time, he was listed at making about $266,000 annually. Where this becomes important is he is 11th overall in the entire state, and he actually only makes $10,000. Again, at the time of the article was printed, less than the attorney in Scottsdale, and Scottsdale has about 100,000 people larger than what Surprise covers. Recent months have uncovered numerous violations or alleged violations and blatant disregard, I would say, for not only the Arizona revised statutes, the state bar rules of professional conduct, but also the Arizona state constitution and the Bill of Rights at the federal level. Title 16, I won't rehash everything, but we are all too well and familiar with what took place during the election season and the violations thereof. City clerk is our elections officer. Nothing was done with the violations, and the city attorney did nothing as far as that. Title 9 and 38 have conflict of interest.
But Mayor Hall interrupted her remarks, scolding her for violating a city council policy prohibiting complaining about public officials.
Pieces of information, and it was deemed that there was a conflict of interest. Title 39, there are numerous public records requests that I have open right now that are, quote, pending legal review that I am entitled
Ms. Massey,
to request.
I've got to interrupt you here because
Okay, are you going to stop the timer?
this is the public meeting forum that you agree to when you speak, and I want to read this to you, that there are oral communications during the city council meeting may not be used to lodge charges or complaints against any employee of the city or members of the body, regardless of whether such person is identified in the presentation by the name or by any other reference that tends to identify him or her.
That's all fine, well and good, but that's
So-
a violation of my First Amendment
Yeah, so
rights.
that's, well, this is your warning, okay?
Warning for what?
A warning for attacking the city attorney personally.
Rebecca Massey insisted correctly that the First Amendment protected her comments. Mayor Hall didn't care, responding, "Do you want to be escorted out of here, or are you going to stop talking?" Massey stood firm on her constitutional rights and demanded the opportunity to finish her remarks.
This is all factual information.
It doesn't matter.
You're violating my First Amendment rights.
This is what you agree to when you first speaking. This is the form.
It is unconstitutional, Mayor Hall.
Well, it's not unconstitutional.
It is.
And if you're
The
gonna-
Supreme
if
Court
you're
has
gonna
upheld. I
continue-
could get up here and I could swear at you for 3 straight minutes, and it is protected
No,
speech
no, you
by the
can't.
Supreme Court. It is.
No, you
Why
can't.
don't you look at case law?
No, you can't.
I can.
So if you want to be
Also, the chair is
if you
engaged
wanna
in
be
debate, so
do you
point
want
of
to be
order?
escorted out of here? Do you want to be escorted out
You're
of here? Or are
violating
you
my
gonna
First
stop
Amendment rights.
Talking.
You are violating my First Amendment rights.
That's your opinion.
It's not a
Okay.
matter of opinion.
Do you want to be escorted out, Ms. Massey? Because that's what's going to happen. And it's going to happen in the future also. Anytime you attack
That's
any
why you changed
staff
the
member
rules.
or any
That's why you
city-
changed the rules.
This has been on the back of this form.
I understand,
all the
Mayor
time.
Hall, but that is completely unconstitutional.
No, it's
You're
not.
also engaging in debate, and so you should actually be
Anyway,
yielding the floor to somebody else
okay.
managing.
But she would never get the chance. Instead, Mayor Hall instructed a surprise police officer, Stephen Chernikoff, to detain Massey and eject her from the room. Chernikoff carried out Hall's unconstitutional order, detaining and then arresting Massey in the city council chamber.
Chief, could you have somebody come down here and escort Ms. Massey out of
Really,
this
is that
chamber?
necessary?
Yes, I
In
think
front
it
of
is.
my 10-year-old daughter, you're going to escort me
That's
out
fine.
for expressing my
She
First
can go
Amendment
with you.
rights.
She can go with you.
I'm not leaving.
I need you to step out with me.
No.
Okay.
I'm expressing my first. Do not touch me. Do not put your hands on me.
I need you to step out with me right
Do
now.
not put your hands on me.
Come on out.
Do not put your hands on me.
Come out with me now before you get arrested. Do you understand?
Are you detaining me?
Yes. Do you
Why am I
understand?
being detained? Under what charges? Under what charges? Under what charges?
Okay, so I'll.
Hey, I have personal property. Hold on. You cannot touch me.
Yeah, I know. She can go out there. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to go into E-session.
Motion to go into E-session?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We're going into E-session.
Let go of me. Let go of me.
Stand up.
No, I'm not standing up. You are upsetting my daughter. Let go of my hand. I do not give you permission to touch me.
I need you to stand up.
I'm not standing up. I have personal property over there. Why am I under arrest?
For trespassing.
For what purpose? This is a meeting that is open to the public.
You were asked to please stop.
Can you stand up?
I cannot because you have the handcuffs too tight and my pants are falling down and I'm not getting up. Ow! Kevin, can you call Brian? Alex, there's a
104. Can you serve me a keys unit over to the city hall? Right here. Yeah, I have the subject in custody for trespassing.
10-4, I copy one in custody at
Can you
21.
uncuff me, please?
No.
I have hair in my mouth and
Have
I
a
can't
seat.
breathe.
Sit down.
I can't breathe.
Hold on. These are not coming off of you. I'm just going to lock these so that they don't get tighter on you.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, that's 10-4. Is it just you and your little girl here?
Yeah.
Have a seat. You can turn around and have a seat.
I can't breathe.
Okay, have a
I
seat.
have hair in my mouth and I can't breathe.
Okay.
My mouth is ridiculous.
Would you like me to pull the hair out of your mouth? How's that?
Can I have my water that my daughter had? I think it's still in the...
You can't have anything right now.
So you're denying me water?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to stop this again. There is actually a law in Arizona where if you ask for water, you cannot be told no. It is actually against the law in Arizona to be told no, you cannot have water. You have a mayor who is completely and totally inept, has no idea what he's doing, just costs the taxpayers a buttload of money. You have police officials who have no concept of what they're doing. These morons are just out of control. And they just, the amount of money they're going to end up costing, Surprise, is going to be staggering. And you people are in Surprise are okay with this? Really? If you guys are okay with this, you're part of the problem. Because you're going to have to pay for this.
431, copy
Can I please go check on my daughter?
No? You have any other adults here with her?
I do not. No.
Okay, how do we get a hold of somebody?
She knows.
She knows how to get a hold of somebody?
She does. But I am requesting you. I do not give you guys permission to have custody over my daughter.
No, we're not taking custody over your daughter. How old's your daughter? Sit down. I didn't tell you to move. Stay
My
here.
pants are falling down.
They're not going to go anywhere when you're sitting. When you're sitting there, your pants are not going to fall down. I guarantee you. You need to calm down. Take a couple deep breaths.
Calm. I already told you I couldn't breathe.
I know you're not calm. That's the problem. You need to take a couple deep breaths.
What was her alleged crime? Trespassing.
I'm probably just going to walk her across.
Okay. You do not have permission to take my property.
I don't need your permission. Get that through your head.
Yes, you do.
You are under arrest. Do you?
You know, these arrogant cops need to be put in their place. You know, you need to be fired and thrown in jail where you belong. You're a sovereign citizen. You're out of control. And the only thing that you're going to learn is to be put in prison. And that's what needs to happen. If you cannot follow simple laws as a police officer, you need to go to jail. It's that simple.
You understand that?
For what charges?
I just told you, trespassing from the city council meeting. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you can't be trespassed from here.
But the
Yes, it
only
does.
trespass on August 20th was against Massey's constitutional rights. Surprise places a muzzle on its residents at city council meetings, imposing a policy that bars remarks, leveling charges or complaints against any employee of the city or members of the body. This criticism policy violates the First Amendment. Criticism of government is at the very center of the constitutionally protected area of free discussion. That's Rosenblatt versus Baer, U.S. Supreme Court, 1966. After all, speech concerning public affairs is more than just self-expression. It is the essence of self-government. That's Garrison versus Louisiana, Supreme Court, 1983. But when Massey exercised her constitutional right to criticize officials at a city council meeting, a right high in the hierarchy of First Amendment values, the council criticism policy and Mayor Skip Hall ensured she left that meeting in handcuffs. That might be how repressive regimes treat government critics, but it's an affront to our Constitution. In the action of the town of Surprise and Mayor Skip Hall, there is now a cloud of fear over the city. And other people now fear criticizing Surprise officials, knowing that they now risk arrest when they exercise their constitutional rights. Mayor Hall pledged that anytime you attack any staff member or city official, you'll be escorted out. And he promised that's what's going to happen, now and in the future. Rebecca Massey has now brought a federal civil rights lawsuit to ensure that that doesn't happen and to hold the town and Skip Hall accountable for their violations of the Constitution. In fact, everything I just said to you consists of the first 9 paragraphs of that lawsuit, which I'll post at the blog linked below. She's being represented by the First Amendment advocacy group called the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, and the complaint is fantastic. I recommend that you read it. It answers the question just perfectly about whether or not a town or a city can do this. Can they say, yes, you can speak at our city council meeting, but you can't criticize us, and then just make the citizens sign something saying they won't do that, which is what happened here. The complaint explains that Ms. Massey operates something called the Grand Failure, a nonprofit organization that's critical of the government of the city of Surprise. Through the Grand Failure, which is a great name, Massey operates a website, thegrandfailure.org, publishing articles, petitions, and podcasts critical of the government of the city of Surprise. As they note in the lawsuit, her comments here about the city attorney addressed issues within the jurisdiction of the city council. They did not disrupt the city council meeting, but before her 3 minutes had expired and while she was explaining her opposition to the proposed city attorney pay increase, the mayor said, "I've got to interrupt you here. Here's the problem. In a public body's public comment period, content-based regulations are permissible only where they are viewpoint neutral and enforced that way, because viewpoint discrimination is impermissible no matter the forum. Viewpoint discrimination is an egregious form of content discrimination and is presumptively unconstitutional. Here, The council criticism policy prohibiting complaints about city officials and employees only permits 2 points of view. That would be laudatory or neutral speech about public officials, while forbidding a third point of view, which would be critical speech about the same officials. The council criticism policy therefore codifies viewpoint discrimination and is unconstitutional under the First Amendment, both on its face and as applied to public comments that are critical of government officials, as here. The complaint also makes a good point that the reaction of the mayor or city council members to public criticism cannot be the, quote, disruption that justifies restricting the speech of members of the public. The loss of First Amendment freedoms for even minimal periods of time unquestionably constitutes irreparable injury, according to the Supreme Court. And here there are a number of constitutional claims that are asserted against the defendants. This is an egregious case, and I'm glad that the body cam footage was released. I'm glad that this lawsuit is going forward. I hope to continue to stay on top of this one. And if you want to follow along, please subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at JohnBryanESQ, also the Civil Rights Lawyer there. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.
Okay, guys, so you have a mayor who's out of control. You have officers who have no idea what they're doing. They're costing the city of Surprise just a absolute buttload of money. And you citizens in Surprise are going to be on the hook for this. The insurance company will cover part of it, but you're going to cover the rest of it. And your the cost of your insurance is going to go up if it's not canceled. Are you guys in Surprise? You go okay with this? Because you have a serious problem coming down the pike. You know, you have officers that are out of control. You have a police chief who didn't take care of this immediately. You're putting a child in harm's way. I mean, where do you start, or where do you stop this nightmare? Well, guys, let me know. Go over to John Bryant's, the Civil Rights Lawyer. Let him know that I sent you guys over there. Subscribe to my channel if you would, and we'll talk to you. Hey, if you guys leave me a message, I'll answer you. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.